What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? We back. We back for another What It Is. And girl, anyway. First of all, before I get truly started, I got my notes. You want to see? I be having to show y'all stuff like I'm a little kid. You want to see? I got it. I did it right this time. Girl, what is this? Okay, that ain't nothing that Girl, you can't see shit. I'm trying to show off and I'm trying to show you, and it just, oh, well, no, we're not finna do that. Y'all almost saw some stuff that y'all don't need to see. Well, you could clearly see it, says some notes or whatever, girl. I'm not trying to do all of that. Y'all don't need to see all that. But anyway, I got the notes this time, okay? But let's just get into it. But before we get into it, shout out to my doctor for finally filling my prescription for my anxiety medication. Because, god damn, bitch. Yeah. And let me tell you something. I got to stay off of TikTok. I have to stay off of TikTok because TikTok has gotten me so much. Because at this point, I don't know if it's an app where you go to watch funny videos and hear people just talk about life, whatever, or you go on there to shop. I don't know if it's Amazon Plus or not. Because every time I get on that thing, it's somebody trying to sell you something. Mind you, I'm seeing creators on there that I used to watch a couple of years ago who literally used to actually have real content, and literally now all of their content is them selling something. Doing little promos to sell this, to sell that, to make commission. I mean, I get it. You're trying to get your money, but damn, I want to laugh. But bitch, they done got me a couple of times. Okay, they done got me a few times. I went and brought the little ouchie thing, for the little anxiety. I said, well, let me see. This just came in today. I came home. I said, oh, there you go, girl. I'm trying to see what it's about. Then earlier I brought me a weighted vest for when my workout. Girl, they got me on some few things, whatever. Spending money that you ain't supposed to, spending money that you ain't got, but when the price be low, you be like, well, shit, bitch, let me just go ahead and get it. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna hurt none. You know what I'm saying? But hell, that's what it is. And also, really, before I get up into this, Chicago, I don't know who the hell told you to start raining the way that you did, but thank goodness that you did it before I came home. Okay, I ain't get caught in it, but baby, it torrential rained outside, and I was really confused. We was up at the job like, well, who told them and who? We didn't know it was supposed to rain. Ain't nobody had a damn umbrella. So people was freaking out. I said, calm the hell down. We'll be all right. And we were. Okay? We were. Also, shout out to the people of Michigan. Now, let me tell you something. I don't know who you guys are, because you did not leave a name or anything. You said you wanted to remain anonymous because it's about me. So to the people of Michigan that sent that package to my old address, which is the main branch, so you did do correct, okay? You did do correct. Thank you. Now let me tell you something. I'm just not getting to it because they sent it. You sent it to Harold Washington, and the people's down there, Harold Washington, who get the mail and stuff. They had to call me and be like, because apparently, I didn't know I was the only one in the system that was named the name that I'm named. And so they was like, girl, you got a package for something. And it was like from your fans of Michigan or something like that. And I said, girl, what? This was my real reaction. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend. I was on the phone like this because, man, it was a bad day at that, too, because I was already stressed out because they had me working so much because everybody else didn't want to do nothing. So I was on the phone like, ugh, I don't know what you're talking about. But I don't know. Like, I really was giving that man hell on the phone. So, Mr. Logan, I apologize if I had an attitude. I was just tired because I was working. I actually had to truly work at work. I shouldn't have to do that. It's a whole bunch of us there. I shouldn't have to be the only one doing all that. But, yes, and I didn't know what it was. So, he had already opened it up and said it was some stuff up in there. And I had said, well, send the shit to me. Okay, so they sent it actually this week. What day was it? It was Monday I got it. And baby, let me tell y'all, it's still at work because what y'all did for me, it's like a goodie box. It's a semi-big box. And it had a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, why the hell is this shit so goddamn heavy? Girl, they had big old pop up in there. I said, oh, y'all are from the Midwest. Okay. They gave me some water. They had a splash of lemon in and everything. I said, yeah, because I'm trying to look out for this fig. I'm trying to get it right or whatever. Can't be drinking all that calories and all that stuff. Because let me tell you something, I drink pop still, but girl, I noticed that it take me forever in the day to drink one. I said, that's a good thing. I nurse a drink in a minute. Usually I used to gulp that shit down, but I just can't do that no more. It's just not in me. And it was a whole bunch of candy up in there. Now, see, y'all kind of tried it right in there, but I've been snacking on them Nike Nights, all right? I've been smacking on them Nike Nights and everything, and they had some little knitting stuff up in there, like they knitted me some things and all of this stuff. Now, I don't know if y'all from a fellow library out there in Michigan or whatever it is, but I appreciate the hell out of it because you did not have to do that, okay? Said y'all been watching me for years, and shout out to them. Okay, that really just made me smile. I was like, oh my God, wait. That is so funny. It's so cute. Then, y'all got to stop coming to my job and catching me off guard, bitch. This one girl, she came up to the job. Hey, Ariana. Or is your name Ariana? Girl, I look in the system. I see what it was on the thing. But she came up in there probably, I think, on Monday to do a little study room or whatever. And you was with the coworker that I always be talking about. That was him. I ain't gonna say nothing much, but that was him. Yeah, she was like, oh my God. And then just be so low key. I love it when y'all come in, when you finally found out where I work at, and then you come in and you be like, mind you don't be looking for me. You just be in the neighborhood because you got shit going on. And you be like, are you Ashley? And y'all do it so calm. Y'all do it so quiet, whatever. Y'all don't put me on Front Street like that. Because y'all know I can get embarrassed real quick for no reason. I'm so introverted. And it was so cute. It was so nice. Because let me tell you something, girl. I was on the verge of about to snap too. But then when you said that, I'm pretty sure you kind of caught it. Because it was a whole bunch of shit that we had to do on Monday. It was a whole bunch of shit that we had to do and we was in the midst of it. Yeah, girl. So shout out to you. I hope everything went well. And also, I really want to put this out here. I know y'all like, what else you got? I got one more thing because I really feel like, because we ain't really got to talk about this shit, but we going to talk about some stuff. But, y'all got time. Get your drinks, get your food. I hope you got it by now. Okay, like, this a chill out session. We talking to each other, okay? I got to catch up with y'all. We ain't seen each other in a week, all right? So we got to see what's going on. I got to let you know what's going on with me. You got to let me know what's going on with you. So here's the thing. I'm so goddamn rusty, okay? That's one. Also, I'm so damn into myself, meaning like I'm not self-aware a lot of time. Well, when somebody is doing something, because I'm just not used to it, because I just really be introverted as fuck. And I say that shit out loud. But then when it actually happened, it makes me realize, well, damn, bitch, you're going to have to change this shit because you really missing your blessings or could be blessings or whatnot. Because, y'all, I was at work on, was it Monday or was it Saturday? I don't know, whichever day it was. A few days ago, probably. I think it was Saturday. Somebody had an event at the job. It was this fashion event. I'm putting out the details just in case you watch it, okay? And I was playing a game on the computer because by that time, yeah, I was stressed out too. And so I was anxiety, everything this past couple of weeks just been spiking. So I was just trying to calm myself down or whatever, trying to distract myself, whatever. And I seen the lady come in earlier, beautiful woman. Okay, I was like, all right, whatever. She went upstairs, showed her where she needs to go, and then later on she came downstairs, and where you see my computer ad, you could see it clearly when you coming down the steps. And so she was coming down the steps, and she was like, so who winning? You winning? And I was like, huh? Because at first I really didn't hear it. She was like, you winning? And I was like, yep. And then I just kept on playing. Y'all, I just kept on playing the game. And out the peripheral, because I did look over at her, and she was walking backwards, looking at me, just smiling like, Lord. Beautiful, dark skin, and y'all know that's my type. Mama was flirting. I mean, when I look at it, I like she was walking back. Just, I was like, damn, bitch. I just fucked that up. I fumbled, y'all. I fumbled. And let me tell you something. I don't be knowing my people don't holler at me like that. Y'all be thinking, oh, why this, why that? You be like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. People don't holler at me like that. Like, especially not in no goddamn person. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no. So when it happened, I just don't be picking up on it. I just be in my own world. I'm told you I was trying to get the stress down, and I just really wasn't paying attention. My God, today, Ashley, that could have been my future ex. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like future baby mom, I don't know, but hey, if it's meant to be, I'll probably see it again. I don't know, at least you know where I work at. But hey, Miss Lady, if you watching, I apologize, and we could try again. Anyway, I sound so pathetic, bitch. I am. But hey, I can admit my flaws, and I can admit my faults. So there's that. Anyway, let's just get up in this video. How have y'all been doing? After all of that, how have y'all been doing? I hope better than me. Well, I'm okay. Y'all, I done took that. Baby, it's kicking in. It's kicking in. Because, girl, yes. Anyway, before we get into it, girl, let's talk about Love Island before we get into all this. If you ain't seen it by now, I'm about to spoil it. Pause it for a couple of minutes. Amaya and Brian won, and I was glad. I wanted a black woman. Well, Amaya, you know, she Dominican. I don't know if she think herself me Dominican. I don't know if that's what it is, but hey, I'm still glad that you know some minorities won. Especially in this political climate that we in. I'm glad about that too, bitch. All right, for real. Nick and Orlandria, that would have gagged me if they would have won. Okay, I would have been like, you know, a part of me wants to believe the Nick and Orlandria. I do. I did vote for them though, but I do want to believe it. But I need a little bit more proof. Like, I don't know what I need, but I need something else. I don't know if I'm really bad it. They just give me good friends, but maybe I ain't looking deep like that. Also, Huda and Chris, that man did not like her. I don't feel like he liked her like that from the beginning, okay? And the way that people be propping up Huda, and then you see the way that she acts, I'm like, are we watching the same show? That bitch is manipulative as fuck. I don't mean to call her bitch. I just call everybody bitch, so don't take offense. Oh my God, she do this and do that. Beautiful woman. She just got to have some self-control, and she needs therapy. I feel like everybody needs therapy, but the way that she went on this show, I hope that she watch herself and she, you know, realize some of the mistakes or some of the steps that she did and seeing that she needs to work on some things, and don't take it out on herself so bad, okay? Just, you know, learn from it. Take some stuff to improve, because we all got room for improvements or whatever. But yeah, that man did not want her. How you trying to wake him up in the middle of the night just to cut up? Girl, no, don't do nothing like that, because if my arm ain't around you already, it ain't about to be around you until I'm ready for it, okay? I just want you to know that. Sometimes I want to lay on this side. I don't want to lay on this side with you on me, okay? You know, that's just really what it is. And when they broke up at that date, and she gonna say something, you gonna carry me. Now, why y'all in y'all feelings because he said why? Your feet ain't messed up. We not together no more. I understand. Oh, we can still be gentlemanly. We can still be. Girl, fuck all of that. We just broke up. I don't want to do all of that shit. He wasn't wrong. Okay. But yeah, that's basically what it is. And I'm gonna just say this. I don't know if I'm gonna come back for season 8, cause something's gonna have to change. Cause either I'm gonna have to just block out and mute or block everybody names, and I wish there was a way that you can block the hashtags. Well, you can, but you really can't, because even if you put muted words up on Twitter and all that stuff in social media, it'll still pop up. Because the way that some of y'all, and I don't even know if it's y'all that's watching, but the way that some of these Love Island fans, I said, oh my God, are y'all really like this? The racism, the bigotry, the sexism, the misogyny, the Trumpisms, oh my God, it was just disgusting that was going on. The colorism, the internalized racism, okay? It was just a lot of shit that was going on. that I really didn't like. And I was like, y'all just really took the fun out of it for a first time watcher, But hey, if I do watch again, I'm gonna have to watch in silence, and I'm gonna have to watch off of social media. That's just what we're gonna have to do. Speaking of off of social media, Nicki Minaj. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Let me address some things. Do I really want to? It ain't really addressing nothing, but it's just so. Sometimes I look at my comments, sometimes I don't. Depends. I looked at my comments last week for the, because of the whole situation that happened last week when Nicki went on her little rant or whatever. And, for the majority, and when I say the majority, I'll say 99.97% people got it. People got it. Wasn't nobody bashing her. Especially me, I wasn't bashing her. I just put the facts out there and the truth of the matter of how people are feeling and how I feel in my opinions. And you did get a couple of people that want to say, oh, I'm being biased in my take and in my opinion, and oh, it's just because I'm a Beyonce stan or something like that. Baby, what the fuck that got to do with the fact that if somebody's supposed to owe you goddamn money, you ran it on social media instead of taking it to the courthouse when you got all of the means to take it to the courthouse and file them papers. It don't got a good goddamn to do with me being a fan of Beyonce, me being with Jay-Z. Because if you didn't know, did you not realize that when them allegations first came out about Jay-Z and supposedly in that little girl, I said, oh no, I don't. Did I defend him in that moment? No, I didn't, because I said I don't put anything about anybody at this moment. The only time things change is when the proof and the evidence came out to show, no, that's just not what it was, okay? Because the girl was lying. The girl was lying and being manipulated, and he was being used, and dude was trying to get money out of him. That's basically what it was, okay? But in this situation, no. Like, if it's anybody, and I say this clearly, hear me, I have no problem holding anybody to the goddamn fire, okay? Whether I like you or not, And at the end of the day, if that motherfucker owe you money, which I'm not saying that he don't, if he owe you money, why are you going through all of these lengths, okay? Why are you going through all of these lengths instead of the right one? Being on social media, trying to get the people on social media upset and riled up is not going to help you in the long run, because you can get the people upset. You can get the people talking, whether they're going to be for you or against your situation, but you're still going to be stuck in the same situation, in the same spot, because you have yet to file those legal papers to go ahead and sue that man or to sue that company, sue these people to get your money. So what are you doing all of this for? To publicly shame people who are not chronically online and who literally ignore shit and probably don't respond to nothing until it comes to a lawsuit? Like, come on. This is what I'm not understanding, and that's what I'm getting at. I didn't say she ain't had a right to say what she had to say or whatever. It's just that, baby, you spiraling on social media, and it's not making you look good, because at the end of the day, what are we supposed to do with that information? How are we supposed to help you? We're not legalese people, okay? We're not lawyers. We're not judges. We're not prosecutors. We're not defense lawyers. We're not none of these people, okay? You have money to get a lawyer. I'm pretty sure you have a lawyer on staff and probably on retainer like a lot of these celebrities do. How come you just won't file the papers? That's all I said. Because I don't give a good goddamn, bitch, if somebody owe me motherfucking money and they playing games, and especially if it's that big of a fucking amount, and if I got the goddamn proof, best believe, find me a goddamn lawyer. Find me a lawyer, especially when you can afford one. Like, come on. That's all that we saying. That's all that we saying. It ain't got nothing to do with no fucking bias, because, bitch, that's for anybody. And again, if I don't fuck with somebody, I'm not keeping up with them people. I don't give a damn who made this type of move, who did that, who doing this. You don't like Megan. Why are you keeping up with her? You don't like this person. Why are you keeping up with him? I don't understand. And then somebody said I didn't call out Megan. No, I called out Megan. The whole lawsuit with old boy. Yeah, I already said she gonna have to eat that if he got evidence, because obviously he must got some type of evidence that the judge didn't dismiss that part about him suing for her having sex or in front of him or whatever in the car, but dismissed the part about the, unlawful wages and shit like that. She gonna have to fucking eat that. That's just really what it is. What you want me to do? You want me to go in for what? I ain't saying that she not innocent. Or I should say not guilty or whatever. Listen, bitch, if that's what it is and he got proof of it, eat that bitch. It's like you was eating the bitch in the car. You're going to have to eat that, okay? You're going to have to face the judge for that. I mean, she got a victory with that blogger lady. From what I heard, that bitch finna be up in the... she about to be in the po house soon, because the way that they going with that, girl, sometimes it just doesn't pay to just open up your mouth and to keep on doing shit for a motherfucker that ain't gonna do nothing for you. This is why I do not go back and forth. I don't give a fuck if I love Beyonce, this person or that person, woo, 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 woo. But at the end of the day, you will never see me go back and forth. And when I say back and forth, you will never see me do some of the shit that some of these hardcore stands be doing. Dedicate life and death all day long. Hell the fuck no. Because one, I got a life. Two, baby, ain't nobody finna sue me. And three, if I get sued, I know that person that I'm going so hard for ain't finna come to my defense. Ain't finna come to my defense. Not about to get me a lawyer. Not about to bail me out of jail for nothing. Not about to pay my legal fees or the other person legal fees or whatever fine that I get for doing this or whatever. They not gonna do it. So why the fuck would I go and put my freedom, my life, my livelihood on the line like that? For somebody that don't need the defendant. Okay? Somebody that got way more money than me. Way more power and prestige and all of that stuff, girl. They got it. I ain't got to do all that shit, bitch. Hell no. And if I don't like a motherfucker, I ain't finna keep up with him. And the only reason why I keep up with certain people is because I got to do these reports. Other than that, I wouldn't talk about none of this shit, to be quite honest, all right? Now, when you get to this Nicki Minaj and the shit that kept on happening, like right about now, she's probably still going off. I said I unfollowed. I can't keep up with it, and I don't. I was off of social media yesterday. I finally get on Twitter probably around 7 o'clock or something like that. And I said, oh my God, what? And I logged right. I totally ignored it. Because when I got on it, she was going at SZA. And I said, what the fuck did SZA do? And all because dude from TDE tweeted, from what I'm gathering, and I'm pretty sure y'all gonna fill in the whole blanks or whatever. From what I'm gathering, dude from TDE tweeted out broken Barbies. Now, honestly, I can look at it. I'm finna give you two different scenarios. Again, if you don't fuck with these people, why you keeping up? So, you should have had him blocked, whatever, to even know that he said anything about some broken Barbies or whatever. That's one. Two, okay, let's say I don't got him blocked, and it comes across my timeline, and I already in this heightened mode. I feel like everybody and their mama coming at me, and so now you want to say broken Barbies. I can understand in a certain sense, oh, bitch, are you talking about me? Are you talking about me? Where the fuck this come from? And then only for it to find out, like, the next tweet, literally, the next tweet with him tweeting the artist, who I guess the song is called Broken Barbie or whatever. It wasn't even about Nicki. And then she goes on a whole rant about him. And I was like, girl, again, what is this doing? Because at the end of the day, and I say this because, yes, I know, again, it's going to get people that's going to be like, oh, well, she has every right to say something. And every time she come out and say something, why all of the time, you got people saying, oh, she shouldn't be saying this or whatever, but everybody else can do it and all this stuff. And nobody's saying that she shouldn't say shit. But you keep coming out and saying shit without putting out actual proof. That's just what it is. You've been saying this stuff over and over and over again, trying to convince the public, but yet you have yet to show real substantial proof. That's all we're saying. And it's not, and because of that, and because you keep doing it, it's just making you look like something is going on mentally. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're letting these people get to you and you're forgetting who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? So, you got that. Then SZA, who is on a world tour, stadium world tour, okay? Not no fucking festival with other different acts or whatever. No. A world tour where people are just coming to see her and Kendrick, one another person. And no, they not just coming to see Kendrick too. They're coming to see her as well. Trust and believe, as a person who went to one of these stops on this world tour, when I tell you the motherfuckers went up for SZA just as much as they went up for Kendrick, yes, it's equally coded, okay? That's just really what it is. You know, trying to downplay her success just because she tweeted something about Mercury retrograde. Mind you, I believe it is Mercury retrograde. But at the time, because somebody said the time zone or whatever, you know, it's different. So therefore, that's why I didn't seem like, I don't fucking know. But either way, SZA been tweeting about Mercury retrograde and all that shit or whatever. And you got, if somebody even posted some of the back tweets that she said about that. And because of that, oh, Lord have mercy, Nicki went in on her, or attempted to, and then SZA clapped back at her. You know what I'm saying? And I what? And from what I saw, like, she's still going and going and going. And my thing is, when you gotta resort to body shaming, feature shaming, and I'm talking about how you look shaming, and it sounds so childish. It sounds so childish because you have nothing else to go on. That's what it seems like. It's ridiculous. Oh, you want to call her a liar? Yeah, we all call SZA a liar. I ain't even gonna hold you when she said that shit about go. I'm sorry. Because I did chuck. I said, what? She said, go draw them freckles back on, bitch. Y'all know it was a time. Y'all know it was a time, okay? We got to be real with ourselves. We know that it was a time, but see, we called it out a long time ago. We know how SZA be sometimes, okay? But at the end of the day, to try to come for her, her career, you know, her streams and all this stuff, the girl is successful. SOS is still in the goddamn charts probably. It's still being talked about. The SOS fucking album is about to go diamond, bitch. Okay? And that whole been out for what, 2-3 years now almost? Come on now. Like, one thing about it, you can call her a liar, you can call her fake freckles and all this stuff, and you want to body shame and all that because that's all you got, but you can't talk about the success that she has been having for the past couple of years or so. All right, that's one thing that you can't. You can't sit up here and deny the success that she's having on this stadium tour. We ain't talking about no fucking festival. We talking about an actual stadium. A festival be one goddamn day, and then you move on to the next festival that's down the line a few months later. No, or a few weeks later. This is a goddamn stadium tour that is going every other day or every few couple of days. This city, da da da. And it's just them. Okay, you know how a tour work. I just want people to be real, because this does not make sense. I don't give a good. Oh, and it's the excuse. Oh, they be doing stuff to her in private. I can say, well, why make it public? And if you want to make it public, show the proof so we can be on your side. Because I'd gladly be like, oh, you fucked up. And then this whole Desiree and all this other shit, girl, what the fuck does that... I don't even know what that shit's about, and I don't even care, okay? Like, let's be honest. None of these labels, none of these companies are 100% on the up and up. There is no 100% moral, 100% integrity or whatever. But at the end of the day, this is what you signed up for. And if you feel like you've been wrong, at the end of the day, file those fucking papers against these peoples. Because stop ranting. Stop ranting, because it's not making you look good. And it's not doing good for your case. Because at the end of the day, who else is coming out in your defense besides your fans? There has been no other celebrity, especially on her level, a Jay-Z level, a TDE level, a SZA level, or whoever coming out to stand with Nicki and say, yeah, because that motherfucker did that shit to me too. I'm going through the same thing. Nobody has come out and said that yet. And mind you, she been talking about this for a couple of years now, right? So what y'all say? And it's like, all it takes, and we see how it is, with like the Diddy thing. It took one big person. It took Cassie to come out and finally speak her truth for everybody and their mama to feel comfortable enough. And I'm talking about no matter what the status is. People that's still in the industry to come out and to say, yeah, that motherfucker did this to me, this, and I'm filing a lawsuit. Ain't nobody else done that with Nicki. How come all of this stuff is happening and she's the only one that's being singled out? It's just her being singled out. I really want to understand that. When it was so many other people and so many other people that are on Rock Nation, that are involved in the industry with these people, and nobody else is saying nothing. Like, what is it? I'm really trying to understand. I'm not even trying to be condescending. I really want to understand. Because I don't want the lady to be out here looking crazy. I don't want the people to be saying what they saying about her. You know what I'm saying? Because if she got a legitimate case, she's hurting it by doing what she's doing instead of just going ahead, posting the proof, the legit proof, if that's what you want to do, and going ahead and filing those papers. That's when people will take you real serious if you go ahead and file the papers. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, ain't nobody else saying nothing. Madonna ain't come out and said nothing. Rihanna ain't come out and said nothing. Don't say that, oh, he do it. Like, y'all put so much power on these people. And y'all act like they motherfucking gods. Like, they're human just like us, and they can make fucking mistakes as well. And you don't think that with her renting a person that's of her stature, you don't think that with everything that's been going on, with all these big executives being, bitch, Russell Simmons got cases on him. All these other, Kevin Lau got cases on him. All these big people that's up in the industry got cases on them. And yet you don't see nobody else coming out besides her saying something about this particular. But yet he keep on signing other people. That's what he doing. You're spiraling and he's over here flourishing. What? I would be pissed off at that too. Like, go ahead and file the goddamn papers. Bitch. Because what you're not going to do is have me looking crazy. Okay? File the papers. And get... I don't know. Somebody said... when she was with Safari, that motherfucker was a clown, but she wasn't out. He ain't have her looking like this. Now see, I don't know if it's because of the man that she with or whatever, but I don't know. I don't get into all that. But I just want her to file the papers. I really do. Because at this point, I know it's not good for her mental at this point. And when I mean by that, it's probably driving her just as crazy. And what I'm saying is like, it's making, I don't know. And I'm not even trying to be rude. I'm being dead ass concerned. Like, because that just don't seem like it's healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, good for your mental health and all of that stuff. To have to keep going through all of this or whatever. And it's like, what are you accomplishing at the end? Because what we're seeing is the person and the main person that you're going against, we're seeing that they're literally getting more successful, and yet you're tarnishing your legacy by doing what you're doing. That's crazy. See what I'm saying? I just want to file the papers. That's all. File that lawsuit. Get that shit in writing, get that legalese, get it notarized, all of that shit. Moving on from that, speaking of Drake, you go over there to London, do your little wireless festival, okay? Festival for one day or a weekend or whatever the hell it is. All right? And then you get up there because you are so fucking salty. You are so salty, it don't make no sense. You get up there and you lie. And you gonna say, UK rap is better than American rap? Bitch, get your ass down, okay? Get your BBL abs down, okay? Stop it. I ain't never seen somebody so petty and so salty in my life. You know, you lost the rap beef. Oh my goodness. You lost the rap beef you had a little dent in your armor just happen, and instead of letting that shit rest and buff it out, you just keep letting it get deeper and deeper and deeper. Now you going over that line to them peoples like that, and them motherfuckers on the podcast over there, they ain't bad and shit, because they see right through it. You only throwing that out because, bitch, you got demolished by an American rapper. That's just really what it is. America is the birth home, okay? We birthed this shit. How the fuck you gonna be good at our shit better than us? We got different reiterations of it. You know what I'm saying? UK, no. I tried with some of the UK stuff. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. At one point, I tried to get into the grime rap. I did. Y'all got some cute looking rappers over there. I ain't gonna lie. But I actually, again, I would prefer, as I do out here for the most part, I prefer the women rappers over the male rappers though. I really do. I really do. And let me tell y'all something. I'm finna throw y'all all the way fucking back. Y'all remember Lady Sovereign? Where's she at? Lady Sovereign, for those that don't know, girl, go back and look at the Bad Girls Club. When the Bad Girls Club used to be on, she was the theme song. Bitch, that shit. I brought her album, bitch. Just back in the day when we brought CDs, we brought physical CDs. I brought her album, okay? I used to play that shit out. She was a UK artist. I liked it. Okay, now to say is she better than the motherfuckers over here? Absolutely not. All right, because if that's the case, they'll be blowing up everywhere, you know. Whereas you have, and that's so crazy. Listen to this. When it comes to Black American rap, because I'm talking about Black American rap, our rap can go like global, and it could be dominated in a lot of markets in a lot of countries or whatever. And UK rap can't really do that over here. Has somebody broken out over here in the US and done all of that? I could look it up, but I just don't feel like it. We could discuss it in the comments. Like, this is friendly conversations. Everything about this video, nothing to be taken serious, okay? Like, I don't have beef with nobody. I don't have, nothing against nobody or whatever. I just want people to go the right routes, and I want people to do stuff to legitimize their issues. That's just what it is, I don't like when people get out here and they're made to be looked at as, like they're just saying shit out their ass or whatever. If that's not the case, I want people to be able to prove what they say so that they can have the backup that they need. And that's all I'm saying. File them papers against that motherfucker. But Drake, you're a liar, okay? You're a liar. And that's why I gonna say something. Oh, when Drake went on ahead and filed a lawsuit or whatever, that was bad. But now you telling people now y'all like, oh, go ahead and file the papers against Jay. Shut the fuck up. That's what they said. Y'all saw that comment. Go look at my other video. Y'all saw the comment. And I'm like, potato, tomato, apple, oranges, banana, kiwi, bitch. Okay? Difference. Not even the fucking same. All right? You talking about suing over a fucking rap beef that you lost, so therefore, let's dig up in there and see how, you couldn't have went on ahead and had all these goddamn sales on this one song because they had to be botted and all of this stuff. Somebody had to inflate the numbers, and because I lost the rap beef, so I'm going to sue the UMG record company and all that stuff, whatever. Versus somebody owing you goddamn money and you claim it as millions upon millions of, bitch, it's a fucking difference, bitch. Come the fuck on. Anybody will sue. And anybody will tell anybody to fucking sue if somebody owed them bitch, I don't give a fuck if you owe me $5 and you won't get it. I'll be that bitch that'll sue you for that $5 too, bitch. The fuck? Money is money, okay? Don't play with it. I'm serious. Don't play with people's money. Anyway, moving on from that, speaking of, since we talking about the Carters at this point, move all that other shit away. Girl, Beyonce. The peoples feel some type of way. I don't necessarily feel no type of way. But my thing is, the people from Washington, D.C., nights 1 and 2, you know, after you had your almost tumble, okay? We can laugh about it now because you laughed about it, so we could laugh about it. When you had your almost tumble in your hometown, you know what I'm saying, you had to put your car in the shop, and you come to find out you put that bitch in the chop shop, and that bitch got demolished, using it for scraps, okay? That's cool. You cool. I hope you recycled, you know? You took 16 carriages out the set list. I said, damn, that really scarred her. That's crazy. That's crazy, you know? And Washington, D.C. was like, God damn, that's kind of fucked up. But we kind of get it or whatever. But at the same time, you really could have just stood up on the stage. You really could have just sang that shit or whatever, just like you did when you almost fell in Washington, in Houston. But, you know, ain't nobody say nothing else. You know, people understand. We get it. You know, we level-headed like that. And then Atlanta comes. Atlanta night 1. I wanted to go to Atlanta so bad, but, you know, I had other shit to do, and it just didn't work out this time. But here's the thing. You really like Atlanta. Now, before we get into it, they stole her shit. Okay? Now, mind you, this news came out on night 4 of Atlanta that one of her choreographers got robbed. Okay? They came into Atlanta. Mind you, the way that it was being reported was as if it happened like the night before, night 4, or right in the morning at night 4 show day. But no, this happened before night 1. 2 days before night 1. I said, what the fuck? So y'all just came in. The choreographer went to go, and a couple of dancers, they parked in the goddamn garage, okay? And then they went and got something to eat, came back and saw that the goddamn rental car was busted. Bang, bang, bang. Windows busted and everything. Shit stolen. What was it? Computers, hard drives, jump drives, all this other shit, right? Come to find out, you know, we get the choreographer because they do release the phone call from the 911 call. And basically he was like, yeah, my car just got broken into and my shit stolen. Mind you, this shit is very important because I work with somebody who they're very, very important. You know, he ain't want to give the name out, but he almost did. So we had to clear that shit up quick. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. You know, people was really panicking a little bit. I said, I don't understand why, but you know, I just found out that it was fucked up that you breaking into cars, because it was another video that came out when the people was at the show. Their cars, some people on, I don't know what street this was down in Atlanta, but some of them people came outside and they saw that they got there. I seen this earlier. Just a row of cars got broken into. I said, oh, that's fucked up. Okay. But yeah, them jump drives, they ain't got shit on there. Well, they do got stuff on there. According to them, they said that it had, you know, the set list, future like music, unreleased music, the visual stuff or whatever for the shows and all this stuff, whatever. I said, oh my God, what is going on? People was panicking and all that shit. They said, girl, you know, it's email, password protected or whatever. Now, when you say password protected, do you mean it was encrypted? Baby, shit like that got to be triple encrypted, okay? Because sometimes, you know, I don't want to put too much past people. I know you think people that be stealing these cars and jumping and breaking into shit, they possibly stupid or whatever, and they don't know how to hack into stuff. But you never know. You never know. So I hope the passwords is like quadruple encrypted and shit like that, you know, so that they can't get into it. But they said it was an AirTags on them shit, so they used to find my iPhone app to locate where it was or whatever. I think they know who did it. They got a warrant out for their arrest and all this shit. Haven't heard no real update about it, but the music and shit didn't get leaked or whatever. But yeah, Atlanta, y'all fucked up for that. Y'all fucked up for that. And what I mean is not just Beyonce, but all them cars that I seen that y'all messed up. Why would y'all do that? People put their hard-earned money into their vehicles, okay? Do you know how much it costs to upkeep a vehicle? Plus the gas, the insurance, the tags, the gas, the goddamn license plate, okay? And all the other maintenance that they got to do to it. And you gonna come through and bust their window out and fuck their insides up because you looking for some shit? What? That's fucked up. That's selfish as shit. Oh, you're morally disgusted. Okay. But yeah, they. I don't know if they got the person, but bitch, the way Beyonce got up there in Atlanta, you couldn't goddamn tell. Cause I'm gonna tell you something, Atlanta, bitch. I don't know what the fuck y'all be doing down there. I ain't been there in a couple of years. Okay, it's been a minute. I'm due. Yeah, and I want the same energy when I come back. Yeah, cause y'all miss me. I keep telling you I need to come down there, especially Candy from Sweet Addiction. A bitch, was you there night 4? Because one of the live that I was looking at night 4 on TikTok, the girl was showing that she had so many people up in her goddamn live or whatever, but the lady that was sitting next to her sounded just like Candy from Sweet Addiction. Okay, I said, oh my God, bitch, is that her? I don't know, but Candy, if you see this, let me know. I'm gonna have to hit you up. But make sure y'all go to her ranch too down there. I think it's the Clover Ranch. Yeah, it's black. It's black. All right, they be doing all type of shits down there. But yeah, so Atlanta, I don't know what y'all was doing, but y'all got to keep it up on that front because y'all gave that lady all the energy that she needed. Y'all was loud as fuck night 1. I've looked, and usually I don't look at the live. Okay, girl, I just look at it when y'all posted on YouTube. But I sat there and I watched that shit, and y'all was loud as shit, bitch. Y'all was loud as shit. I said, God damn, what the fuck is going on? Well, what y'all smoking on? Well, y'all ain't smoking on nothing because that's some energy shit. Okay? Y'all done popped some MDMs and some X and some Molly. What the hell? Y'all was doing a lot night 1. And I thought y'all couldn't top that shit. By the time night 4 came, y'all just kept getting louder and fucking louder and louder and louder. I said, God damn. Calm the fuck down. Y'all said, you know what? Paris, you really did that. But see, we got to bring it on home and show you what the fuck we really about. And I appreciate that. Beyonce also brought 16 carriages back. And that's why a lot of the Washingtonians want to, they got a beef with her right now because she brought 16 carriages back. And not only did she bring that bitch back, she brought it back on a goddamn horse with spinners. The golden calf. What? Bitch, the connection, let me not do that. Because they like to say the girl demonic and witchcraft and all that shit, bitch. No, I don't do that. A golden calf. But no, they had that golden horse up there, and that bitch was galloping. They said, bitch, you better gallop your ass back to Washington and do the 16 carriages there. It took me a minute to realize. I said, I know the main springers on the goddamn, yeah, and the bitch was, I said, oh, you are so ghetto. Oh, you country bucking bitch. That was cute though. And it was just like, doo, doo, doo. Now, honestly, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell you this, Beyonce. What was the thought pattern for the car? It's called 16 carriages. Okay? My whole thing is, I get it, you got to get that's the car culture down there up in Houston. I get you was paying homage to that. But the song is called 16 Carriages, and it's a country song, right? So when I hear 16 carriages, I'm thinking of wheel and wagon. Covered wagon, and I'm thinking of a horse, bitch. Look at that horse, look at that horse, look at that horse. So I just thought it would have been a horse in the first place. You got a horse on all the album covers, so I just thought it would have been a horse placement. We didn't see a horse this whole damn time, but we saw a horse in Renaissance at the end with Summer Renaissance. Makes sense, bitch. See, this is why I don't get picked to do nothing. They don't be hitting my line or what like that to be doing that or whatever. Because it be like, girl, you almost had it, but you can't call her a bitch like that. Because it just didn't make sense. Now that you think about it, at the end of the Renaissance tour, she do Summer Renaissance. She comes out and she's on the horse. The horse is being let down. You know what I'm saying? And it had a little platform so you could just sit there. Okay, cool, like a little chess piece or whatever. It's immobile. Okay, so it only makes sense for you to, when you finna end the show, 16 carriages, do the goddamn horse. And to be galloping since you going around the stadium. It made sense. It should have been that way in the first place, And somebody was trying to say, it's people that really was thinking that lady was up there on that goddamn caddy with no goddamn harness on. Now, if that caddy would have failed, the people that actually would have been in more danger would be the people that's on the goddamn floor. Because the thing would have fell on y'all asses. She would have just been dangling up there like this, looking stupid. Okay? because she would have been like, God damn it, my mama told me not to do this, and I went on ahead and did it anyway. And, now I got to pay off for this because I didn't hurt some people. That type of situation. Yeah, she'll feel some bad about that. But, yeah, this was cute. Yeah, they kind of fucked it up a little bit on night 4. I seen that shit. I said, oh, close but no cigar. But let me tell you something, night 4, y'all did that shit. Y'all really did that shit. And Jay-Z came out night 3 and night 4. The fuck is going on? Okay? Now, see, he did a public service announcement. And give it to me. Give me that sweet, that gushy shit. Let me tell you something. Y'all try to say that nigga ain't popping down south. You try to say the nigga ain't nobody liking him or whatever. But every time that motherfucker come out there, the fucking stadiums be going crazy. I'm looking at the live and they said, bitch, it was shaking up in that motherfucker. Okay? I said, oh, but I thought they hated him. And I'm talking to the Beehive too, because some of the Beehive ain't never gonna let go of the fact that he cheated on that lady. I mean, if you ain't gonna let it go, she didn't let it go because she's still with him. So you gotta say something about her too. Just saying, gotta be fair. But at this point, I really feel like Jay-Z is probably about to bring out a new album, and he's testing the waters because why are you coming on this stage twice in a row? You didn't even do that in Paris, bitch. I'm just saying, okay, you Basquiat impersonator. Shout out to Bougie Brown Skin on TikTok. That nigga be having me rolling, okay? But yeah, it was cute. It's a family affair up there. That was nice. The tour is about to be over in a couple of weeks. I really think that she's going to announce Act 3 at the end of the second Vegas act. Because remember doing On the Run 2, that's when she announced... No, Act 1, that's when she announced the Renaissance film. Bitch, fuck it. I don't know. Something's going to happen on that second or first night of Vegas. But hey, it is what it is. Have a good time. Moving on from that, she also got nominated for an Emmy for that, Beyonce Bowl on Netflix. And it's for the Outstanding Directing and Outstanding Variety Special. Also, Kendrick Lamar got nominated as well for the HBO, not the HBO, but the Apple Music Halftime Show. So they in the same categories, I would be fine with either one of them winning, but it's we don't know how that's gonna go. But hey, hopefully something happens. That's cute. Congratulations to both. Speaking of Megan Thee Stallion and popped out with a goddamn man again. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, y'all try to make that lady seem like she a hoe or whatever just because she's dating. That's what the fuck dating do. Okay. And y'all do the same thing. You date this motherfucker, that motherfucker, that. It is what it is, okay? I don't see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with anybody. It ain't got nothing to do with celebrity or whatever. I don't give a fuck about body counts. If you are in a consensual relationship, situationship, datingship, friendship, whatever the fuck it is, baby, life too goddamn short. Do you, bitch. Do you, bitch, just as long as you ain't breaking up homes, okay? Just as long as you ain't a side bitch. That's it. That's it. Go out and do what you gotta do. I hate the double standards because niggas can do it, but when a woman do it, oh, she a hoe, she this or whatever. Get the fuck, okay? And Megan, bitch. First of all, I heard of Klay Thompson. I knew he played basketball, but I never said, oh, let me look at Klay Thompson. I said, oh, okay. No, for real. I just was like, oh, okay. And then that's cute. She seemed happy. But the little video, she's sitting on his lap and all that shit. Anyway, you also got congratulations going on to Coco Jones. She engaged. I said the girlies are coming out with their niggas. That's cute. She's engaged to some dude named what? What's his name? Donovan Mitchell. He played in the NBA too. Is Sierra and them hooking these people up like this? That's nice. Is Normani and her man still together? I hope so. They look really nice. But yeah, you guys, that's some little nice news. let me get to some fuck shit right quick because I just need to understand what the hell is going on. Y'all heard about the little 7-year-old boy Jamal White? Is it Junior? Is the daddy name Jamal White Senior? We're gonna just call J fucking W, bitch. I almost had a flashback. Ew. I don't like that. Y'all already know the connection. But little 7-year-old boy from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, right? Okay, yeah. And basically, he was outside on his bike. Next thing I know, I'm hearing somebody talk about how, oh, he was just riding outside on his bike and somebody came up and just took him in broad daylight. And it was like a critical Amber Alert of a critically missing child and all this stuff. And I didn't even see anything about it on Twitter or whatever. Didn't see anything about it when it initially happened on the blogs. I saw it on TikTok. People were talking about it on TikTok, right? So I'm like, what the freak is going on? And then later, I think it was like the next day, they said that they found him a few miles away in his house. And this girl was reporting on it because she was saying that it was the house that was next to her baby daddy, her cousin's baby daddy, neighbor, or some shit like that. It was no degrees of separations like that. And I was like, oh my goodness, what was going on? And I'm sorry. I hate that we live in this society, in this world, where shit like this happens, and then the instant thought that comes to your head when especially a child gets abducted, especially in plain sight. Y'all gotta watch that show. Is it still on Netflix? Abducted in Plain Sight? That's another different type of what the fuck, okay? And a whole bunch of shit could have been preventable. But I would know, you let that man abduct your daughter, do things to your daughter, brainwash your daughter, and come to find out not only was he playing games and doing nasty shit with the little girl, your goddamn wife did some stuff with him and you sucked his dick. What the fuck? And I'm talking about the daddy. Sucked the man dick. Oh yeah, y'all gotta watch that. Abducted in Plain Sight, okay? But yeah, you think about this and you just can't help but think, especially if the baby was gone overnight, that possibly sex trafficked or... Y'all know how I feel about when elderly people and when kids get hurt or do any... I can't take it. I don't like hearing about it. Okay, and I wish this would have made a little bit more noise, but at the end of the day, they found the baby. He is okay, right? And then the daddy was out there trying to act like he was really concerned with my baby. Okay, cool. But then the video come out basically showing that basically what I'm gathering from this shit is the daddy got something to do with it. They said that the uncle got arrested. He the one that's in custody. And they said not necessarily for the kidnapping or whatever, but because some gun charges or some shit or whatever. But he in jail on the warrant, and bail is $20,000 for that. The boy is now in CPS custody. Okay, the video comes out. This second video comes out of the white car coming up, and then I don't know if some words or whatever exchanged with the dad. And next thing you know, the daddy go running up into the house and leaving the boy outside. And it's people out here literally defending the father. As a father, as a parent. And it ain't even got to be a parent. As a fucking human being. You see something about to pop off. You see, I don't give a fuck. That ain't my child. But I see something about to pop off. I see something and I feel something ain't safe. Or something ain't right. Somebody going back and forth at me. Or whatever. A child is right there. An innocent small child. Yes, I'm going to protect that child. Okay? Y'all ain't seen Menace to Society? Bitch. I'll take a bullet for a fucking child. Like, what the hell is going on? And that's your seed, as y'all like to say. That's your fucking seed. And you ran into the house and left your child outside? You's a fucking punk bitch. I don't give a fuck what you got to say or what nobody got to say or what the circumstance was. It just don't look like that. Look right. The optics is not optiming, okay? It just looks really, really fucked up. You look like a goddamn coward, all right? It just, baby, you should have protected your son at all costs. At all costs. Is this my mom? Yeah, it is. Let me tell her I'm home. Yep. That's what I'm going to say. She'll be all right. Yeah, I ain't like that. Something about it, it just don't sit well with me. And if you know any more information that has not been put out there, please put it down in the comments, because yeah, I want to keep up with this story, because bitch, we don't play those games. All right, we don't play those games. What else is going on? Also, what we don't play about, now see, let me tell you something, I'll watch a horror movie in a second. I will watch a horror movie in a second, baby. I can put a horror movie on depending on what type of horror movie it is, especially if I've already seen it. I put that shit on just to go to sleep. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I can put that on to go to sleep. Now, let me tell you some horror movies that I'm actually never really went back to go watch. The Conjuring horror movies, I watched them, just about every movie that came out. And it's not none of those things that I want to go back and be like, oh, let me put on The Conjuring 1. Let me go put on 2. Let me go put on 3. Let me go put on Annabelle. Okay, lady. But no, I'm not going to do that. It's just that, oh my God, I'm so sorry, guys. Y'all going to be like, oh my God, put it on. I have my follow-up appointment. Okay, girl. Okay. Hopefully everything is healing correctly. I'm gonna put that on vibrate so y'all won't cuss me out in the comments. But that's my mama. I'm gonna always answer my mama, you know. But yeah, The Conjuring and all that shit, I ain't never been back and be like, oh my God, let me just watch this. Okay. The first time was cute. Not saying like they weren't scary. I don't know. But that Annabelle bitch, that's one that I definitely would not go back and watch, because I don't like them porcelain dolls and, you know, something about dolls. And no, girlfriend. And I'm bringing that bitch up because some paranormal dude, what's his name? Dan Riviera. He's a longtime investigator with the New England Society of Psychic Research. He passed away over the weekend. He was on tour with the allegedly haunted Annabelle doll. You know, I don't believe in a lot of stuff, but sometimes I feel like people do be testing the limits. Testing the limits. They said he was found passed away in his hotel room Sunday night. Mind you, he studied under Lorraine Warren from the Conjuring series, the one that the movies are made about and all that shit. Baby, they got to figure out what the hell happened. And that shit, the girl, they still on tour. Annabelle, you are going on tour. Like, girl, y'all play too much. Y'all play too much. Just wouldn't be me. You know, I've always thought, you know, when they do these movies, these horror movies and things of that such, like The Exorcist, the exorcism of this person, this and that, the haunting of that, and all that stuff, those type of movies, even The Conjuring, and they do these horror movies that be to that degree, how, like, do they be having some type of fears that something could happen, or that, you know, I know this is all fictional and everything, but what ifs and all that stuff, and if it been some things like that popped off on the sets or when they got home or whatever. Like, I look at the documentaries and I know, like, especially like with the exorcism and all that shit, or I said the exorcist and everything, some strange occurrences happen, like the little girl on the poltergeist and all that stuff. Girl, I be hearing about that. I be looking at shit like that, and I wonder, do y'all, they take that into consideration when they take on these roles, whatever? That's interesting. Would I ever do a horror movie like that? Absolutely not. Yeah, I will watch that shit. Would I want to be a part of it? No. I don't want to have to keep doing that every day. No. No, thank you. No, thank you. But, you know, rest in peace to him. Stop playing with these spirits. Okay? Stop playing with them. Moving on from that, TDJ said stop playing with him too. You know, with all this Diddy shit that went down, they was trying to connect him and Diddy with, you know, together and all this shit. Honestly, I never understood where the connection came from. I never understood how did his name get thrown up in there like that. But also, he said that, you know, they did a little investigation and discovered that a lot of the people and a lot of the accounts that was coming at him, accusing him of being a part of the Diddy shit, It was bots. And he said it was over 44,000 bots that were released on him. My thing is, why? Why did they single you out to do that? That's what I be wanting to know. Like, why are these people being the ones singled out and nobody else? Do y'all believe that? I don't know. We're talking about pastors of super churches. Y'all remember Eddie Long? I believed every goddamn thing that they said happened between them men and them other boys. Yep, I believe that shit. But yeah, I don't know. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about that. Columbus Short, bitch. Let me tell you something. Ever since he got fired off a scandal for being Harrison, his life ain't been the same, okay? And I believe he got fired off of, wasn't it for like domestic abuse too? Like, he just can't keep his hands to himself. Him and Trey Songz are the same people at this point. Y'all should be brothers, okay? Because y'all just can't keep y'all hands to yourselves, nor can y'all keep y'all hands off of goddamn women, okay? Like, what the hell is going on? Every time we hear about Columbus Short these days, these past few years, if he's not doing a BET movie or nothing, or whatever, was he in Dutch? No, that was Lance Gross. He was True to the Game. Was it True to the Game? I think it was True to the Game. Bitch, True to the Game and Dutch 1 and 2 and 3. True to the Game 1, 2, and 3. Or how many ever? Bitch, one of my favorite goddamn series, my favorite nigga series. Okay, listen. Back in the day, I don't know what was going on, but back in the day, if you want to reading the urban novels, girl, I ain't read an urban novel in a long time. It's been years, okay? When I say years, all right? But when I was growing up, and when I say I was growing up, I mean 8th grade, high school, during the time where I shouldn't have been reading this shit, because I was reading Zane and shit when I was in 6th, 7th grade. Hey, we was circulating that shit around. And if you know, you know. Triple Crown Productions. I don't know if y'all got those books, but that goddamn company, baby, has some of the goddamn ridiculous best urban ghetto fiction there was, okay? And with Triple Crown Production, one thing about it, two things for sure, you knew it was going to be some misspelling, some misprints, some fucked up wording, all that shit throughout the whole thing, and you was still following along like, goddamn, bitch. And all the shit was the goddamn same. It was just different character names. That's just what it was, okay? And then throw a little bit of Zane up in there, like I said. You got Terry Woods, you had the Triple Crown Productions, you had Zane, you had Noré. Oh, let me tell you something. When I started reading Noré, I said, oh my God. Oh my God. He's a little, whoever this is, man, woman, them, they, he, she, whoever you guys are who's writing that book, are these your fantasies? You know, Zane took it a certain place. Okay, Zane was just a freaky bitch. You know what I'm saying? Zane was she was just a freaky bitch, right? Y'all used to look at Sex Chronicles on TV. Yeah. Back in the day, we ain't had Cinemax. Now, let me tell you something. There was a time we had free cable. For the people that remember being in cable boxes, I still got a cable box too. You know, we all still got some cable one way or another. Some of us. But back in the day, that's when they had the little cable box or whatever. It was very elementary. Right? And, we was up in our place, right? Now, we supposed to be getting the cable box come through or whatever, get our cable in and all that stuff. And so, I don't know, I think my mama was not home. Or was she home? I can't remember. But we let this dude come up in the house, and he said he'll put the cable in and all that stuff or whatever. And so, he was putting the cable in because we was waiting for the cable people to come. Baby, that was not the cable person. They never showed up. But this person showed up to our home and hooked us up with some cable. We paid the initial fee. At least my mama had did, I guess. He hooked that shit up in a way that we realized that wasn't the real cable person because we never saw a bill. for years until we moved, bitch. We never saw a fucking bill, okay? Never saw a fucking bill. But see, the limitations with that was we only had HBO, we had Showtime. We did not have Cinemax, okay? And at the end of at night, it was called Skinemax, all right? Baby, that's where all like, okay, before HBO had Real Sex, and I think Showtime had Red Shoe Diaries or whatever that came on late at night too, bitch, all right? For those that don't, you know, bitch, all right? It was also Skinemax. Skinemax had some stuff that was going on at the end of the night. And I think at one point either Sex Chronicles came on Cinemax or it came on Stars, and I ain't had Stars either. Okay, so yeah, we used to. I'm gonna tell you what we used to do. Sometimes before they do the little free preview, they'll give you a day or two to watch it for free. You know, they still do that now, but back in the day, it was very sparingly that they'd do that for Cinemax. But since we had illegal cable, which we realized that we had illegal cable, we couldn't do all that shit, right? So we used to put a paperclip in the back. I used to do some fucked up shit just to get the guy there. Ooh, we was freaked out as shit. Like, girl, you trying to come into your own and you discovering sex and all that shit. You just be so curious and just like, why is it tingling down there? You know, all of that shit. But girl, we used to put some things back in the back of the TV to try to clear up the channel, because sometimes the channel will come through. It'll be just fuzzy as shit. Yeah. And then, like I said, Real Sex came along, learned some things on that. Red Shoe Diary used to piss me off because I was like, why they always, you know, I'm like, they used to just show, it was softcore porn. I want to see everything, bitch. That's why I was confused about my sexuality at one point, because I was like, well, they always showing the titties on a woman, but they don't show the vagina, and they don't show the dingling going into the vagina. They don't never show nothing about the man but his ass cheeks. We want to see it all, you know? So I was a little confused. It was a little confusing. But, you know, then Real Sex came on. I was like, oh, well, never mind. That's when I found out people was eating placentas. Found out a lot of shit. One of my favorite Real Sex episodes, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know how we got on this subject, but we're gonna get on this subject. One of my favorite Real Sex episodes was the one when they was at that strip club and it was being ran by that lady, and she was real big, and she was fucking around when she was dating one of her boyfriends with one of the strippers, and one of the niggas' names was Slam, and he was like, Slam, sexy like a motherfucker. That's one of my favorite goddamn episodes, okay? Don't ask me why, but it just was. Because listen, I remembered it. I remember that bitch, okay? I wonder how they doing. Is she still with us? I mean, because she was a bigums. She was a bigums, but she's still with us, and she had a nigga. But yeah, Norray, I don't know, like Sex Chronicles, Zane, that shit was cute. It was compared to Nori, and it's called, is it Noire? That was the name. Candy Liquor, G-Spot, or some shit like that, bitch. Girl, I don't know what the fuck was going on with that person. They like sadomasochists, okay? They like abuse and sexual abuse and all that shit. You go from reading Zane and you just like, oh my God, this is crazy. What the fuck is this? Like, whoa. And then you go read them and you're like, I'm scared. I'm intrigued, but I'm scared. Like, why you gotta be so rough? Why you can't get consent? All this shit. It was just it was a lot. And I read all of it. Wow. We had a fucking time back then. Are the urban novels still like that these days? Give me some good urban novels that I need to read. You know, because I feel like sometimes, given the fact that I come into my own, like, I be wanting to read shit about lesbians. Like, I want some stud and femme shit. Stud, you know, a little taboo. I like a little stud on stud, okay? Not for me, you know what I'm saying? But would I ever do stud on stud? Bitch, the stud gotta just be fan as shit or something about that. You know, I can't say that because at the end of the day, it's some fine ass studs out here, right? But it gotta be something about you that just make me want to be like, damn, I'll be your bitch. Well, you could be my bitch. You know what I'm saying? We both bitches. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like, we both got coochies and all that. So, You gotta just be breathtaking. I don't know. It gotta be the whole package. You got. Anyway, yeah, I like to read shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, not too much of the hetero. I'm not discriminating against the heterosexuals. But back in the day, I used to read all that shit about y'all. But you know, I could come back. Some hood shit or whatever. Put some shit down in the comments, okay? So I can fan it. Cause see if I got it in my library. But yeah, Columbus Short. That's what we were talking about. Cause he was in True to the Game. I think which one of them. Anyway, I'm gonna need him to get his shit together because every time we talk about him, it's about him getting into either a restraining order against him, getting accused of whooping somebody's ass, and specifically a woman's. Now he's getting accused of abusing his wife again, a wife that he's been with since 2016. Both of them accusing each other of whooping each other's ass. She accusing him of choking her out and doing all this other shit. She said that shit been going on for a minute. She filed the restraining order. They granted both of them temporary restraining orders and all this stuff. She got pictures of him, black eyes and all this stuff on her and everything. I said, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? Baby, let me tell you something. If you put your hands on me one time, we're done. If I put my hands on you one time, you gotta let me go. And truth be told, I wouldn't even be able to look at you and to even stay. So I probably remove myself anyway. You know, because I just feel like that violence of that nature, violence of any kind in a relationship is just not. No, that's not acceptable. Okay. I like, yeah, we get into arguments, we raise our voice and all that stuff, whatever. But it gets to a point when that even the verbal abuse can be violent. I don't like that. I don't like that because I'm not finna curse you out so bad like you a fucking nigga on the street or a bitch on the street that I don't fucking know. And then the next day or a couple of days later, I supposed to be, you know, expecting you to actually feel those things and still love me. And still like, oh, no, I couldn't even snap back from that. Because I'd be so fucking, like, disgusted with myself that I did some shit like that. Bitch, I'm just a good bitch to be in a relationship with, okay? Like, you know when I talk about it out loud, I'm like, yeah, you that bitch. But I don't know, like, the people don't realize it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could call out my faults and my flaws or whatever. Like, yeah, I could be nonchalant as fuck. Depending on what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a good listener. I'll listen to you. I ain't gonna judge. We can kiki all the time. I'll just let you talk. I ain't gonna interrupt. You know, sometimes motherfuckers just want to talk. Baby, just let me tell you how my day was. Go ahead and talk, baby. How your day was? Girl, this bitch, what she do? Now, was I wrong for doing that? Now, do you want me to tell you the truth, or do you want me to just tell me the truth? You ain't gonna get mad? Honestly, yeah, you was kind of wrong a little bit, but I get it. I'm one of them type of bitches, okay? I ain't gonna make you feel bad about yourself. Oh my God, when I be saying stuff out loud, girl, like what? Anyway, move the fuck on. When it get to the point where you are fighting and the neighbors can hear you and the neighbors gotta call the cops, get the fuck up out of that situation. And I'm talking to anybody that's out here that's in that situation, bitch. Let this be the goddamn wake up call that you need. Get the fuck out, okay? Get out. All right. I'll be good goddamn if my neighbors have to call the cops on me. Okay, because they hear me in here screaming at somebody or whatever. Mind you, I'm not even going to say that. Because that ain't even got nothing to do with this. We're not finna go back there. We spent too much time on that shit. But anyway, and then I'm going to be like, God damn, bitch, move on from that. Girl, I like talking about my girl. But anyway, so, yeah, that's like my neighbors next door. I be like, why don't y'all just... And truthfully, I'm whispering it. Because I don't want to stir nothing up. Because it's been almost a month and ain't nothing been popping off. You know what I'm saying? They've been real good. They've been real quiet and everything. But they be concerning me sometimes. I never forget when he drags her ass out there in the hallway. And he be just basically, I don't know, like they get into their modes where he don't fuck with her and all that stuff, whatever. And she want him down, like she love his dirty draws. And I know she know he be cheating on her. I don't even know if they really in a relationship. Okay? And he be talking so down to her, so nasty to her sometimes. And then he'll see me in the hallway. And he'll actually speak and be like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, fine. Like, yeah, I know what y'all be over there doing. Because I can hear it, bitch. But yeah, get the fuck out if that shit is going on. Okay? Moving on. Akon and this city in Senegal. Is it Senegal? Yeah, I hope so. That's where he's from, right? That virtual city that he was going to put up, and it was costing like $6 billion or some shit like that. Where was you getting the money from? That's what I want to know. Now, it had came out like last week or the week before saying that they had put the kibosh on that and that they stopped because the money wasn't coming in. And then I seen a couple of pictures of what it was looking like from what they had already, was starting on. What the hell was going on? Now, Akon was coming through and he was like, oh, don't believe what people were saying. It takes up to 12 months to build a house, a year and a half to build a house. So imagine how long it's going to be to actually build a whole city. Akon, you're giving very much that this is not what it's supposed to be. Okay? It's giving very much Fire Festival for this goddamn, virtual city. Or futuristic city. The idea sounds great. But you got to be able to implement it. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a plan to put it forward and to continue to go through with the plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, I don't know. Something about it right now. I never thought it seemed like a little scam or something, but right about now, it seems like, and I don't like associating scams with any African country because it's already a negative stereotype about that. And I don't like to play into that, but I hope that's not what you're doing. Moving on from that, Trey Songz got into it with somebody at a club. Was it the Ivy in New York? The Ivy is in New York? I thought the Ivy was up in LA too. Oh, okay. Oh. Early Sunday morning, this man who was a photographer, videographer, Issa Mansour, he accused Trey Songz of punching his ass, right? And so he filed a report, said that he had a migraine, concussion, some other injuries and all that stuff or whatever. And so his people came out and said, the media is trying to put out there these unfair accusations and headlines or whatever to make Trey Songz look bad and all that stuff. And basically that the paparazzi was invading his place. So it was a paparazzi type of situation, according to Trey Songz and them team. Okay, here's my thing. The situation is, it could be. But you should already know that the way that these motherfuckers work these days, the job of the paparazzi is to do whatever it is they got to get the tape. Okay? And I feel like, honestly, some of them want you to put their hands on you so they can have a reason to sue you and get more money out of you. They're already going to get money for taking your picture, right? And the fact that you can get sued, oh my God, y'all be seeing them lawsuits, okay? Like, so many entertainers get their pictures taken, not by consent, by these paparazzis, right? And then they just so happen to go Google themselves to look for a picture for something, and they'll post that picture on their social media accounts or whatever, and then all of a sudden that particular paparazzi will be like, oh no, bitch, I'm suing you because this is my picture and it's copyrighted and all this shit. Bitch, but it's me. I would be so mad. So mad. Okay. But yeah. I feel like these paparazzi, they do that shit on purpose so that they can get you to try to put their hands on you or put your hands on them so they can probably sue you or whatever. And so therefore, you should know better, Trey. I'm saying all this knowing how they probably are. You should know better. And I already, and Trey Songz, let me tell you something. Something else came out about you doing something disrespectful to a woman recently or whatever. You have a history. You have a pattern, baby. So the people going to believe whatever they're going to believe. When it comes to you getting involved in this and getting involved in that, whether you're doing the right or you're in the wrong, the people going to believe it, that you did the shit. Because that's your history. And you haven't proven them wrong yet. But, yeah, you should have just push back your anger, and you should have just walked the fuck away. That's just what it is. I don't understand how you, put him to the side. I don't understand how you could be so, how do you morally be okay with being a paparazzi and invading people's spaces? When I think of paparazzi, I think of You know, the people got it bad. Y'all ain't got it like y'all had it. The people had it back in the day. Because the way they used to be up in everybody's faces, and I mean shutterbugs. Like, goddamn, bitch, I'm going blind. I'm going blind because all the lights. Girl, I just came to go pick up a sandwich. I went to the store to go buy some drawers. What are you out here for? What are you out here for? I can't go to Walmart right quick. Like, what the fuck is going on? And y'all, baby, that's how they used to be. Oh my God, the way that I blame the paparazzi, and I blame, on top of other things, I blame partly the paparazzi and the media and the shit for the meltdown and for why Britney Spears is the way that she is now. I blame partly them for the same reason why Justin Bieber is going through what he going through too. Justin Bieber got a lot of other shit going on at the same time. You know, that's a little deep conversation to be had on another day. But did y'all listen to his new album? I haven't. And you want to know what? I'm not even in the mood to. I'm not even called to chorus to do so. Because I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a Justin Bieber fan of his music like that. Not even a fan of his person. But, you know, he ain't never done nothing to me besides say nigger. But, you know, but that's neither here nor there. I just never got the hype of him. I really thought he was very average, mediocre at best. Y'all know how y'all say, y'all hype up when white people or other people that are non-black do the stuff that black people do or whatever, and y'all hype it up so bad like they do or something. It's just like when y'all be putting these videos up and they be like, oh my God, look at that white girl. Oh my God, like that little white girl that was singing Juicy J, Project Pack and them, that song, Chicken Head. Yeah, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe that these white Caucasian people know nigger stuff. That's what it gives. And it's like, oh my God, they killed that. I'm not impressed. He may be a good guy. I don't know. From what I see, he's all over the place. But it's nothing like that. But like, vocally, not my cup of tea. You know, I like singers. And somebody gonna get in a comment, he can sing. I didn't say that he can't sing. I said I like singers, you know? There's a difference. It's levels. You know, he can harmonize. He got a little something, but it ain't something for me. You know what I'm saying? And I prefer my R&B to be black. But there's that. I mean, that's just what it is. Okay? You know, to each his own. No shade to the people that love him or whatever. He did have one song that I did listen to because I synced it in one. I'm so easily influenced, okay? Especially when it's a pretty woman. One of those bitches. I can't believe it, girl. I can tell you about me. I am. You put a pretty face on it and she look good as shit. I'm no better than a man sometimes. I really am. I could be a little shallow. I realize that, bitch. God damn. I come on here and I learned a lot of shit about myself being on this goddamn therapy session. Okay? But yeah, somebody I follow now. And when I say y'all probably talk shit about her because the way that she run, listen, lesbians run through relationships after relationships after relationship. Them bitches don't have no breaks in between. Okay? Because I done been through at least, I've been following this person and they have been through they've been through one relationship that ended in the way that I found out that, mind you, I don't know these people. The way that I found out that it ended was because she was with another bitch and they got married. I said, wait a minute, you was just with this one last week and now you're married to this one this week. And then they broke up. She got with somebody else. And then she got with somebody else. And then they broke up. Mind you, they were engaged. Didn't go out. I was like, what the fuck happened? I actually liked them together. And then they got with somebody else. And then they no longer with that person. Now they with somebody else. Bitch, and y'all be talking about Megan Thee Stallion the way that she moving on and these other women moving on. Bitch, lesbians move fast just like that. Okay? We move with girl. On to the next. I don't. Like, if I didn't give a fuck about you, sure. But, you know, I'm decent. Very. And so, you got that going on. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. Justin Bieber. That was nice. Okay? Yeah, you do what you gotta do. I really I don't know what I was talking about. Trey Songz, Paparazzi, Justin Bieber album. If you listen to it, hey, tell me, is it good? Should I listen to it? Is it worth it? The Clips album is really good. Okay, it's really good, bitch. I've been playing that. I like it. Okay, Malice. I didn't know that motherfucker was that old. He looks really good for his age. Let me see how old he is for real. For real. He's 52 years old. And he looked really, really nice. I said, oh my God, I didn't know you was 52, bitch. Motherfuckers are aging gracefully. Um, yeah, yeah. Paris Jackson is out here raising questions, and she about to go to court. Well, they had a court date today, I think, because she was like, what the fuck is going on with my daddy estate, and why y'all spending all this goddamn money on these lawyers and stuff? And the estate had to push back and be like, well, bitch, it was premium payouts because it was $625,000 that they had to that they made to 3 law firms in 2018, and they said for unrecorded attorney time. But see, the attorneys, they said, were instrumental and critical in assisting and supporting the executors in achieving unprecedented results for the estate. So basically, this is them working in conjunction with them, and she just concerned as fuck because she don't know what the hell is going on. So she like, I'm trying to make sure y'all is on the up and up. Now, where the fuck is this money coming from, and why do you where you getting it? Why it ain't in the account, and why you need all that much? I get it, you know. Diddy over there thinking that, you know, him doing some classes, trying to change his ways or whatever. It took you to be almost going to jail for life to take some drug classes and get clean, and to all of a sudden want to take some domestic violence courses. You trying to change your ways and redeem yourself. I swear to God, let me tell you something. Diddy gonna still do the same thing. The way that he was acting in that courtroom, the way that he's a master manipulator. He's a narcissistic master manipulator. And I know we hear that word so much of narcissist, but he is the true definition of one. And you add a manipulator onto that, an intimidator, he is not a changed person. That's not going to change him. He's going to come back out and he's going to do the same thing until he dies. That's just really what it is, you know? But hey, it's what it is. Also, oh, this shit really does help. Listen, I just blanked again. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Who the fuck hacked Elmo's Twitter? Why would y'all do that? Hi, I'm Elmo. Girl, that ain't even how he talk. That ain't even how he talk. That sound like, hi, I'm Chucky. And speaking of Chucky, like, cause that's the memes. That's what is with the Chucky memes when Nicki be doing that. Cause every time y'all be reposting shit and they put it on the Shade Room or the Neighborhood Talk and it be a Chucky meme, I don't understand it. But also the way that she was coming at SZA and talking about how, you know, you used to be talking about this person, talking about Rihanna, talking about Ciara. And at one point she did put Beyonce name up there, but she edited a tweet, took Beyonce name out and put Ciara name in and all this stuff, whatever. And I'm like, the people saying them tweets are coming from back when she was a teenager. Mind you, SZA has already said that she said some not so nice things about Beyonce. She has met Beyonce. Beyonce knew about it. Beyonce forgave and all that stuff, whatever. And she's gone on to write for Beyonce. Like Feeling Myself, I had no idea that she was one of the co-writers on Feeling Myself. Mind you, Feeling Myself, and mind you, this is according to SZA, so you take this with a grain of salt. Feeling Myself is, which makes sense about something that she said earlier, recently or whatever, how, you know, she still get paid from Beyonce stuff, whatever. So maybe that's what she's talking about. Because if you go to especially now, this is the same thing that Candy said. During the Cowboy Carter tour, there's a point where I think either like doing Sweet Honey Bucket or one of those, or Tyrant or something like that, one of those breakdowns, the transition where she has the regular song and then she transitions in the instrumental from mash up the instrumental from another song of hers. Feeling Myself is definitely one of those songs that has been in there too. And so to know that SZA has a part in that, and that song that Nicki and Beyonce been on, that's interesting. That's interesting. But the girls ain't got no problem with SZA. See, it's one of those situations where, okay, yeah, I talk shit back in the day, but let bygones be bygones, and I mature from it. So why are we breaking that up? To make a point of what? I don't know. And the same thing like Candy said, because Candy put that out there too, about how, bills get paid, get played after she do Thick. It get mashed in with Thick and just the instrumental. And she gets paid every time that plays. So she's eating off of this goddamn tour. I said, ain't that some shit? That's nice. A lot of people eating off of Beyonce and she don't mind. But y'all call her evil. I don't get it. But, okay, hey, sure. I have yet to hear a story about Beyonce that has been negative by different artists. Besides the ones that's in country music or whatever who have a problem with her being country or whatever the fuck it is, that situation. Mind you, you got Kane Brown coming out saying that, especially when he was first starting in country music, there were people that really didn't want to fuck with him because he was black. I didn't know he claimed his blackness like that. But okay, cool. You look it. Can't help it. But hey, you know how some people get when they get into other situations and other realms around different people. They act different, But he said, yeah, it was a songwriter, a very popular songwriter, who basically said, I ain't finna write for you because you was black. And then when he got popularity, he confronted the dude. And dude tried to apologize to him in the bar or whatever. He said, no, fuck that. Then this other dude said the same thing. And when he got popular, dude tried to come back and want to work with him. And he was like, nah, I'm good. Because when I wasn't nothing, you didn't want to work with me because of my color, my skin color. That type of situation. I said, you could have came and said some shit like, I want to know what Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish, is it not Dave Matthews? The black guy. Rucker. Which one? He came from one of them bands, and then the black guy that went country. I want to know what his experience has been. I really do. Also, Savannah Chrisley. Who put a battery in this batch? Who put a battery in her back? She started talking and looking up a little bit of prison reform to try to get her parents out. Okay, good job. You got your parents out. That's cute or whatever. I'm pretty sure anybody probably would have did it. They think that their parents didn't do nothing, even though they know that they did something. Okay. Whatever. Do what you got to do. But it gets to a point. We need to draw a line somewhere in the sand. And we need you to step the fuck back. Okay. Because this has incentivized you a little bit too much. Because now I seen a little clip or whatever talking about she might run for office or something. For fucking what, bitch? I'm so sorry. All right, guys. The Republican MAGA party is just so hilarious, okay? And I'm like, girl, no shade. Like, bitch, for what? And y'all know that, everything is just a goddamn mockery with this goddamn government at this point. So she could possibly get it. But then again, the bitch dumb as shit. And I'm not saying this just to be mean or just to be talking on my ass. I am one of the ones who actually watched damn near every episode. I've watched every episode of goddamn Chrisley. Now, that growing up Chrisley shit, wasn't into it because I really wasn't watching it for them kids. I was watching it for Todd. No shade. Todd and baby Chloe. That's just what it was, okay? But if you was watching the show, that girl is two rocks rubbing together. They clanking together in her head, okay? She was just... Exactly. And I was just like, oh, okay. They just let anybody do anything up in their office. And the way that they are basically idolizing... Now, let me tell you something the Republicans don't. Y'all run y'all in MAGA and all that shit. Y'all run y'all stuff on Christian values, so you say. On Christian values. And this is how we know, and nobody can really take y'all seriously, because you cannot say that, oh, we're about Christian values, we're about the family unit and this and this and this and that, and then talk about how the Democrats and other parties are evil and all this stuff or whatever, when everybody does the same thing. Meaning, one is not exempt from the other. Because we're not going to sit here and act as though Democrats are full of angels and all that stuff. Absolutely the fuck not. They're just as treacherous as the goddamn Republicans. Okay? That's just really what it is. Well, the therapist bent the knee today, and right now I'm feeling everything. Well, Mom, that's what happens when you go to physical therapy and you just had surgery. So, but yeah, cool. So yeah, everybody has their dirty deeds. Okay, so don't act like you're so morally perfect when you're not. You're just more corrupted on the outside. And like you put that shit on full display and act like it's not there. Y'all literally talking about Christian values and all this shit. And yet you have a person who has been found guilty of R word. Okay. A sexual assaulter and all of that. That is now the president. All right. A person who is just really a disgusting individual. A person who is literally friends with Jeffrey Epstein. But yet y'all voted. Now see, last week you come out and said, oh no, there's no file, there's no list or whatever. They was just saying that in a way to just say, oh, that the man is a creep. Oh, okay. I didn't believe it then. I don't believe it now. And after this whole vote and saying that the Republicans voted not to release the files and stuff like that or whatever, for the fuck what? What are you trying to hide? And it's the fact that you're protecting motherfuckers, because that's just what it is. You cannot deny the video footage of this man being with that man that y'all praise so much. Victims that have come out and said things about that man being with that man. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, so they're lying? Pictures? Yeah, pictures can be photoshopped, but some of those pictures are authenticated. Yeah, no. Why? If we're so much about Christian values and, family structure and all this stuff, why are you voting to not release the sealed files on this man who literally was a PDF file? So that means you're condoning it. You're okay with it. Obviously you are. The same things that you try to accuse the Democrats of, which some of them do, you guys do the same thing. And you throwing it in our faces because you're showing the contradictoriness of it all. Because you're saying basically you don't give a fuck if this happens to this. You don't give a fuck what happens to children. You don't give a fuck what happens to women. You don't give a fuck what happens to this country in general. So, very interesting. Very interesting. Leave the fuck Elmo alone. Y'all did not have to hack him like that. That was so messed up. So messed up. Do I got anything else to talk about? Girl, 16? No. I'm not gonna do that. Y'all, I feel so much. I'm floating right now. I needed that. I needed that, bitch. I needed that. Wow. People that's against science. Why? Because my goodness. A little pack. All that punch. And that little bitty. Thank you, Dr. Thayu. Anyway, y'all, let me get the hell up out of here. Acting like it's 8:25. I'm really on here discussing all this stuff and just rambling like somebody gonna say in the comments, well damn bitch, you might as well have went live. I could have. Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. Like at this point, I know y'all so well. Even if you probably didn't even type it, I know that's what you fucking sitting here thinking. Like, damn, bitch, that you just sitting here fucking rambling. You could have just fucking went. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're right, but don't do that. Don't do that. But anyway, I hope y'all had a good one. Okay. I hope your week, if it has been going bad, I hope it gets better. Sleep on it correctly, because sometimes you sleep bad and you wake up and it just be like, god damn, bitch. But yeah, I hope everything's go well and y'all have a wonderful weekend. Bitch, I finally got the weekend off. I ain't had a full weekend off in over a month. Either I was working a Saturday or I was working Sunday. And mostly for the past month, I've been working every goddamn Saturday. And I've been fucking pissed about it. But hey, I got the whole fucking weekend off. Ooh, what I'm gonna do? Probably nothing. Anyway, that's just what it is. Yeah, y'all enjoy yourself. Y'all be safe. And again, I appreciate y'all rocking with me in my foolishness. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.